the point of flying the Australian flag. You know, on Sunday, there is supposed to be this march for Australia. For those Australians out there that do want to go out and have their say and wave the Australian flag, good on you. I congratulate you because you're standing up for the values that you feel have been stripped from you by governments, whether it's this government or previous governments, former governments. You just feel that you're not being listened to.
G'day everyone, welcome to the Bothy. I'm Chris.
G'day, Amo.
2 days to go, mate.
Ooh.
Getting a bit excited.
Yep.
Got our caps.
I feel we're getting excited.
Yeah.
Aussie flag in the back.
Yeah.
Caps on the head.
It feels like we're more patriotic than ever.
Yep.
Cannot wait.
The more they push, the more a push back.
Yeah, exactly right. So there's a few things we need to run through, but it was good to see this week Pauline Hanson come out with supporting it.
Yes.
So we thought we'd play one of her videos as another reminder for why you should march on Sunday, in our opinion, and then we'll come back and have a quick chat about it.
Yet our politicians tend to forget about that. And I think they're living in their own world and don't really understand how Australians are struggling out there with the cost of living. High immigration is a cause for it. And yet they are on about these renewables and to put the, carbon emissions. Why would you bring in so many people into the country if you worry about your carbon emissions and the Paris Agreement that you've signed? If you're bringing over 1,500 people a day into the country, it doesn't make sense. As I said, 12 million tonnes a year you're adding to it. Why would you bring in such numbers when it's affecting the housing, the rental accommodation, services, health, education, nursing homes, roads, infrastructure, everything, you name it, everything. And yet the Australian people are fed up with it. They've had a gutful of it. And yet you keep bringing it in. You have no regard for the Australian people. And to hear you go on about the housing issue in this parliament and say you're going to put up 1.2 million houses, what an absolute joke you are. What an absolute joke. I cannot believe this. And you believe the rubbish that you're telling the Australian people. You actually believe it. I cannot, to listen to the Labor senators and how they get up and espouse all this. It's just an absolute ridiculous joke. And Australians feel they've been stripped of their own identity. They're ashamed, that they're ridiculed by even their own councils if you fly the Australian flag. It's all right to see the Palestinian flag out in these protest rallies and all these other, even Hamas flags, terrorist flags. But, people just feel the point of flying the Australian flag. On Sunday, there is supposed to be this march for Australia. For those Australians out there that do want to go out and have their say and wave the Australian flag, good on you. I congratulate you because you're standing up for the values that you feel have been stripped from you by governments, whether it's this government or previous governments, former governments. You just feel that you're not being listened to. And this country is not the country that I grew up in. I'm ashamed of where we're headed. All this wokeness, the escalating crime, the cost of living, high electricity costs, the decline in our moral values that is happening, all this transgender rubbish and what's going on with women, spaces, it's just absolutely disgusting. And so many of you support it here. Where are your morals and your principles and your values? I can't understand it. That we're supposed to represent the Australian people. The decline that I see in my nation. And I feel sorry for those men and women that have fought and sacrificed their lives to give us the democracy and give us a nation that we should be also proud of. All I can do is keep fighting for the Australian people to the best I possibly can, to keep raising these issues, bring awareness of what is happening in our country. And I stand by my fellow Australians with pride and dignity and with love for this country. And I will continue to fight for the Australian people to the best of my ability.
Well said, Pauline.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's heartfelt, but she also sounds a little broken.
Yeah.
Toward the end, a little almost
Emotional.
What can she do? Yeah. Emotional.
Yeah.
It's a good word to describe.
I remember a time where I used to almost jump on the same bandwagon as everybody else back in the early 90s because I was a bit more kind of woke and green back then.
Woke means something different in the 90s, mate.
Yeah, I know. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I was much more open to some of the new crazy ideas, thinking, yeah. Now, we've just been kind of pushed into a corner, and I don't like it in that corner.
No.
And I'm trying to push back out. And that's, for me, that's what this march is, to at least show some sort of unity. A lot of people out there have said the march is going to do nothing. It's not going to do anything. But you know what? I'm going out there. I'm going to wear this hat. I'm going to fly a flag, possibly. I'm just going to try to show some unity to the Australian people. I don't care if you're black, white, or whatever. I don't care. I'm just going to be there and just show some solidarity.
And hopefully lots of people will march with us, mate.
It might not do a thing.
It might not. One won't, and maybe 2 or 4 or 5 won't. But eventually, if we keep going, the message will get through.
I mean, Lech Wałęsa in Poland started like this.
Yeah.
And then see what happened to them. He got like solidarity for the people. And good on him. It starts with a small march and
exactly right.
Hopefully grows into something bigger.
There's a lot of talk about division. I don't know why there needs to be division. I don't know why there's another march just to combat this march.
I don't understand why they've allowed another march, knowing that this march it's like the polar opposites almost.
Yeah.
But really what they should be looking at is those people on that march and us. We should be all marching against the problem that is there, and it's our government. Our government are fucking screwing us left, right, and centre.
Yeah,
they're the ones we should be actually combining this march with and going, you guys, you're the problem. Fix this shit.
Yeah,
because it's no good. It's not good enough.
But the government just turns around and says, "Hang on, you voted us in just a few months ago."
Mate, how many? What did they get? 34%.
Yeah,
well, I wasn't one of those 34.
Neither was I. How they got
I don't know.
The popular vote.
I just don't know, mate. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, it's crazy how it works here.
It is. It's interesting this week to see on TikTok and Twitch, I think it was, a Somali Australian going around saying he was going to bring a gun and shoot as many as he can at the Victorian rally.
Yep. Are you trying to put off people from coming?
No. I don't understand why it drives so much hatred.
I don't know either. I don't know. It seems that when the government don't back you and they're almost like saying, oh, you're all like white supremacists. If showing your true colours and showing the Australian flag means you're a white supremacist, then
I guess we are.
Yeah.
If that's all it is.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, when did flying a bloody Australian flag mean you were like against Australia?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's ridiculous, mate. They're saying that it's an attack on Indigenous, black, brown, Palestinians, Muslims. It's none of that.
No, not for me.
Pauline, in the rest of that speech, and I implore you to go and watch the rest of the speech, talks about how she's for immigration. We just need to find the right balance so that we're not bringing in more people and doing damage to not be able to house them. Where are these people living, mate?
Build some freaking houses first.
Exactly right, but we can't because we're tied up in paper and then there's no trades and then there's nobody left to invest it. We've cut international investment out. Who's
any of their tradies that are out there, they're all looking to get on union sites because they pay them so much.
Exactly right. So at 12:15 there'll be another march of all weeks too in Victoria.
I know.
You don't want police having to waste numbers on these marches when they could be off looking for the guy who is in Port Bunker.
What it feels like to me is the police have obviously allowed this other march to go ahead, even though I believe the march we're going to be on preceded that one.
They're saying no. They're saying their march did because they have a blocking for every week until the Palestinian genocide, that they call it, is over.
Whatever. Anyway, it just feels like it's almost like they want some trouble to happen.
Yeah.
Now, they're two polar opposites, so the chances are there are going to be radicals on both sides.
Absolutely.
And there are going to be problems.
Yep.
Now, to me, I think that will be a great excuse for the police and the government to say, right, no more marches, you're not allowed to
100%.
march.
Yep.
And then what does that do? It just takes away more of our freedom.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. I wouldn't be surprised if after this march, if there is a scuffle or some sort of like bigotry happening and it gets a little bit out of hand, it would not surprise me in the least. All marches are banned. That's what I think. And that's why they've got two polar opposites going to meet in the middle. It's just stupid.
What we would ask is, if you're coming along, be peaceful, friendly, united. We sing Waltzing Matilda, I dare say, and we'll all scream Aussie, 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 and hopefully other Australian things, and there'll be some speeches, and we'll ask for the government to reduce mass migration back to a level that we can cope with.
Yeah.
That's all we're asking for.
That's all we're asking. We're not asking for anything. It's not like we're not looking for a miracle drug.
If they could just be reduced to pre-COVID levels, really. A couple of 100,000, 150 to 200,000 a year.
Something we might be able to handle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of double that or triple that.
At least then we can welcome the immigrants in like they should be.
Yeah.
With a place to live.
Yeah.
And it's not costing everybody, an arm and a leg in rent or
or making other Australians leave Victoria because there's a housing crisis.
There's the migrant issues everywhere though, mate, isn't it, really? But there's a housing crisis right around the nation. So it's a bit frustrating. All we want is a peaceful rally. We want to have a bit of fun on Sunday. We'll be there, probably more towards the back than the front. I've got a feeling. So if you see us, we'll be in these caps. Say good day.
Yep.
Walk with us.
Yep.
We're looking for a peaceful, calm march.
Yep.
Do a bit of singing. Have a chat to people about why they're there.
Yep.
What they're hoping to gain.
Exactly.
And enjoying the day.
Yep.
That's really all we're interested in.
Because I believe you're going to have to look elsewhere to see another idea of what's actually going on, because the news coverage at these things is all going to be negative.
Yeah. Yep. You're wearing a scarf in case it all goes to crap. I saw someone say, wear a scarf, it all goes to crap. You can just pull it up over your face and run away.
I'm not hiding this ugly mug. No, everybody can see it.
The only scarf I own is clear.
Yeah?
I've got my Richmond scarf, but that's not Australian, so I'm not taking that. All right, everyone. Peaceful march. Show you're united. Let's have some fun.
Yep.
See you on Sunday.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.